Welcome back, and now we're gonna try stage 3. So, if you remember from the intro video, stay unfocused and shoot in short bursts to clear up a path here. If you shoot constantly instead of in bursts, then you take out those things before they even spawn familiars, so it doesn't open up a path. So just go around in a little U shape for that first part. This part, this stuff is aimed at you, so it's not as bad as it looks. Now here, go to about the right edge of the phantom gauge there, and then sort of inch to the right through all this aim stuff. Now, you want to try and stay unfocused through all that if you can, because your Reimu's homing amulets really help keep you safe there. But if you're not comfortable with it, just go ahead and bomb through it, or, you know, whatever. Take out the familiar on the left, then focus. Stay far enough left here that Keine doesn't move back to the center, and that's okay. I used to find that non-spell really hard, but now that I've learned how to deal with it, it's doable. And now this is one of those static attacks where I mentioned there's a lot of... and it's lagging. Really difficult attacks that are doable because they're static and can be learned. This is one of them. And there you go. So we're through the mid-boss with plenty of lagging. The part after the mid-boss is pretty hard. This is why I like to have a bomb coming out of stage 2. And this is lagging really badly here. And I did it without bombing, but I missed a ton of point items, so you might want to bomb anyway. And holy cow. I just ran straight into a bullet. Yeah, this lagging is not helping out. The game is just kind of freezing briefly, pretty frequently. On this, make sure that you're directly underneath her at the start. I mean, you don't have to be up high, just over that enemy sign. Any point vertically, and you'll see why here in a second once this starts. So Keine really punishes you for focusing when you shouldn't. For example, this, you really need to stay unfocused, or she starts shooting out an even more dense barrage of blue bullets in addition to these red ones, and it's really nasty, and you need to take out the familiars. It's familiar spawning those bullets, and it gets a little bit less dense if you can stay unfocused and take some out. This one, another one I like to stay unfocused even though it's pretty dangerous. But because you open up some holes that wouldn't otherwise be there. This is another static one. You basically have two options with this. One is to learn it, and the other is to go down to the bottom right, which I'll probably show later actually. Or bomb it, I guess. 3 options if you want to count that. Similar to the first one, but a different pattern. And see, there's those blue bullets coming out because I was focused for that bomb, and this is... yeah, you really don't want to focus during that for those reasons. Let's see, tricky-ish spell, just, jeez, yeah, it's not that bad, I just can't do it. It just requires really tight movement. Keine in general requires really tight dodging in a lot of places, and a lot of it requires you to be unfocused, which makes it really difficult. And now, this is her last spell, and I wasn't even paying any attention to it. I mean, it's fine, I usually bomb it anyway, but I was hoping to give it a little better effort than that. And then her last spell, which is actually really hard on Lunatic. It's not bad at all on normal, but it gets really nasty on Lunatic. And that was actually not a bad run. I was not expecting to do this on my first try, but that's actually decent enough. I'll probably keep it. I might go back and show a few of the pitfalls and things that you kind of have to watch out for. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep this run. And now, let's see. Yeah, Why can't the control button is on a different location on this keyboard than on the computer I'm used to, so I have trouble speeding through text. So anyway, now to show the spells I missed, which were, let's see, I think I missed this. Yeah, I did okay on this, but then I got hit toward the end. So anyway, yeah, this spell, you'll notice you can hear me take out a couple of the familiars each time, and the familiars explode into bullets when they hit the side of the screen, which is why you want to take some of them out, because it does open up some holes, even though it makes dodging through this unfocused it's kind of difficult, but it's doable. And there you can see I went through the familiars. The familiars actually do hurt you if you make contact with them. If you use any team other than Reimu and Yukari, they don't hurt Reimu. They don't actually hurt any of the yokai characters, but the human characters, Reimu doesn't. That's one of her special properties in this game. She's not hurt by those. Yes, I failed this pretty miserably. And let's see. Actually, I think I may have failed. I failed quite a few. I actually didn't do very well, but yeah, I'll still keep this run. So yeah, this is just dense dodging. Try to stay under her, I guess, because it makes it gets it over with faster. If you kind of have to sit through that for a long time, it gets problematic. This one I failed right at the start because I wasn't paying any attention, because I almost always just auto-bomb it when I'm doing real runs. But the lasers follow a static pattern, so that can be learned, and then you just kind of have to dodge these arrowheads, and it's not that bad. It's just I get hit a lot by the lasers when I'm not. It's tight dodging, you know. It's if you're not comfortable with tight dodging, just go ahead and bomb it. And then the last spell. So this is just once again really tight dodging. The lasers I think are static again, and then these just rain of pellet bullets. You just kind of micro dodge them and hope you don't get walled by something. So yeah, that's actually a pretty hard last spell. It's a lot harder than Wriggles or Mystia's, and I also failed to get the time requirement on this stage a lot more than on those, so I don't always face it. Probably more than on any other stage, actually. And I'm actually really surprised I did this first try, because this is the stage that is the biggest obstacle for me on getting a 1cc on Lunatic. I mean, this is where most of my runs really go south. So I'm happy that that actually went pretty well. So I think I'll stop recording now, but I think I will come back in a bit and add on to this to show a couple of other things. Alright, so excuse me, I mentioned that I wanted to show some of the pitfalls associated with Keine, or potential pitfalls. So this is mostly what I was talking about. Say that you wanted to approach her like a normal boss and just attack her focused. And look how tense this is. And it's probably actually dodgeable, but I mean, you wouldn't want to do it this way, I think. Jeez, I'm not doing it very well at all. But yeah, I mean, you can kind of focus in parts if you want, but you really need to take out some familiars first, because it's the familiars that are spawning all those bullets. And you can also do this. You might actually prefer to do this one focused. You would probably not want to lose most of your power first, but yeah, this one, you could do it focused if you wanted. It's obviously I'm not doing it, but whatever. So anyway, the other thing I wanted to show was, let's say that you got to this this other spell that I said was static and learnable, but you had two options, and the second option I said was to go to the bottom right of the screen, because you can actually sight read it down there. But it's way too dense, I think, and chaotic in the middle to try and read where the openings are unless you have it memorized and know where they are. But down at the bottom right, I think you can actually kind of read the openings. One thing you kind of need to watch out for is that those aimed green bullets, even though they're kind of slow, if you don't pay attention to them, they can kind of block up your openings and catch you off guard. And if you'll notice that you almost time it out doing this way. And you can really only do that if you have someone who can attack off to the side. So either Ran or Yukari or like Reimu could also do it. Oh, I don't know if I ever explained how Yukari's damage works. So let me do that. What's a good spell to show it? I don't know. Let's pick something easy. So let's see. What's this like? I don't even remember. Alright, so see that how Ran is standing in front of Yukari here? Now when I shoot, she goes up on the boss and starts spinning. That's effectively home. Now if I go way over here, see Ran stays there. Now if I stop shooting, now start shooting again, see Ran appears directly in front of me again, and I should probably pay more attention. So yeah, see, she'll stay in front of me. Now, once I get under the boss, or near enough to under the boss, the Ran goes and attacks the boss. And once she gets locked on, she will stay there as long as you keep shooting focused. If you either unfocus or stop shooting, then she will come back to you, and you have to go back under her to get that to work. So that's how Ran's homing damage works. It's not actually homing so much as locked on damage. But that's important to understand. And okay, one more thing I'll show while I'm here is, let's see, Keine is not the only one who has kind of weird surprises. Like her extra bullets when you focus on certain attacks. Here's, if you'll remember, I did this spell by getting right up in Mystia's face. But see how she just ambushes you with red bullets if you do that? So, see there, that's her nasty surprise. She might have others, I don't know. But so if you want to do it this way, you need to wait until these bullets turn into blue arrowheads, and then go up here. And then it's okay, and if you manage to... Oh, I ran into her hitbox. If you manage to get up high enough on her, she won't even spawn the bullets at the top row that shoot at you. But you can kind of run into her hitbox like I did there, so I don't usually bother trying that. So, yeah, that pretty much wraps up what I had for this stage, I think. So, that went remarkably well, actually. Hopefully stage 4 also goes that well. So, I will see you there.